Struggling dad walks a woman home in the night, not knowing she was a billionaire who falls for him. Chapter 1. A cold night, a warmer heart. The wind bit harder than usual that night in downtown Boston, sending newspapers tumbling across the sidewalk like tumbleweeds of forgotten dreams. James Carter tightened the scarf around his neck. One his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, had crocheted with tiny, clumsy hands last Christmas. It was mismatched, scratchy, but to him, it was warmer than any cashmere. The diner behind him flickered, closed and tired neon. His shift was over. Another night of cleaning dishes, scrubbing grease, and pocketing tips that barely kept the lights on. But tonight, something tugged at him. Something beyond the bone-deep fatigue that had become his second skin. Up ahead, a woman in a sleek navy coat stood uncertainly on the sidewalk, heels in one hand, phone in the other. Her face was lit dimly by the street lamp above, elegant but lost, like a Monet in a thrift store. James hesitated. She didn't look like someone who needed help, but there was a look in her eyes, a kind of quiet panic. He stepped closer. "Excuse me, miss. You okay?" She looked up, startled. Her hair clung to her cheek from the damp. I'm fine. Just trying to find a rideshare. My phone died. I didn't realize this part of the city got so quiet." James glanced around. It's not the safest place at night. "Where are you headed?" She gave him an address up in Beacon Hill. He let out a low whistle. "That's a long way to walk in bare feet." She smiled sheepishly, shifting the heels in her hand. "Blisters. Bad idea." He chuckled. "Look, I'm heading that way. I can walk you if you don't mind a guy who smells like French fries." There was a pause. Something in her eyes softened. "I'd appreciate that." Chapter 2. Two Worlds on Foot. They walked under the quiet canopy of street lamps and murmuring wind, the city slowly folding into sleep around them. "I'm James," he said after a few blocks. "Claire," she replied, her voice light but reserved. "You live in Beacon Hill?" he asked. "I do." He didn't press. Her coat looked expensive. So did the watch glinting on her wrist. But she didn't act like someone who thought herself above anyone. "What about you?" she asked. "What do you do?" James shrugged. "Single dad, dishwasher, full-time warrior." Claire smiled, and part-time hero, apparently. He laughed. "Don't know about that. Just doing what I hope someone would do if my daughter was ever in your shoes." There was silence again, but the comfortable kind. The kind that sits between two people learning to trust. "Your daughter?" Claire asked gently. "What's she like?" "Lily, she's 8. Bright, stubborn, too smart for her own good. She wants to be a scientist and also a ballerina, sometimes both at once." Claire laughed. "Truly this time. That's ambitious."